Well, welcome back everybody to another episode of Automotive Drama. I'm in the middle of changing this motor in this all-wheel drive Honda Pilot with the V6. I think it's a 3.5. Can't remember. I can't keep them all straight anymore. Now, this is the motor that the guy's been having problems with. He says it's blowing white smoke. I see it's been sucking oil like crazy. So, I don't know. He wanted to change the engine. He's been, I don't know. There's the donor motor. Now here's the harness for the engine. And that goes all the way across. Here's the donor motor. Here's kind of how the harness goes. That thing's fun to take off. That took me a while to get that apart and save everything. I still have a few things that I have to swap over, but Marvel Mist Oil is a great trick to actually get the rubber hoses off, as long as you can get it in there. You see how lubricated they look? The hoses came right off, so I didn't break anything on the donor motor. But somebody just put a timing belt on this motor. Like I said, he's been having problems with it. I don't know where all that sand came from. Looks like it came from right there. Well, and this thing was not misfiring. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't drive it far. I drove it from around the building where the tow truck driver dropped it off, and drove it in the shop and started tearing the motor apart. Now this is all brand new timing components, and that one's old and it's got 80 or 90,000 miles on it. So, and I talked him into that we should definitely replace the timing components because, you know, it's all brand new, and that's like a $300 kit. I mean, it's all brand new, the whole kit. So, I go to line this motor up, and what do I find? Now, mind you, this thing did not misfire. I don't even know if the check engine light was on. That's my mistake. I should have definitely scanned it first. I usually do that, but, you know, the motor was here, and he wants to replace the motor. I figured after I put the motor in it, I'll clear it. I'll reset the computer, or I'm sorry, the engine module, reset all the parameters, etc., 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 and then deal with any performance issues from there. So I go to line this motor up, and what do I see right off the bat? There's timing, top dead center. There's a little dot there, and there's an arrow. That's lined, top dead center. Now, some of these have marks on the top and the bottom. As you can see, there's a mark there on the bottom. But it says number 5. So, this one says number 1. And there is a mark there. I put a nice white dot on it so you guys can see the difference. Does anybody see what's wrong here? Give you a second, think about it. Look at this one. And remember, this is, on this side, it's going to be, that's going to pretty much be a tooth. On this side, you can actually see the tooth. Now, if you look real straight at it, if that mark was like right in between here and somewhere in here, try to keep it as far away from that one as you can, but if it lined up, a half a tooth, quarter tooth is okay. That one is actually a full tooth off. So the guy that put the belt on it didn't slack it right. I got a video on how you have to get all the slack out of these belts and then bring them up to get them lined up. And this has all got to be tight, 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 tight. And you're even going to have to, like, I use the crank. I line up the cams and I use the crank, and I'll spin the crank over counterclockwise and then bring and put the, what do you call it, the tooth on there to get the slack out, and then hold it with my finger and then bring it back clockwise, and then all the slack's right here, so when you release this, you don't have, I mean, I don't know if the guy spun the motor over, and I've done that and had to take it back apart and reline it up because I thought I had it, but I didn't. It's really kind of tight, but it's really funny how a little simple mistake like that cost this guy a motor job. I don't know who did it. Not my concern. I'm just here to fix the problem. Anyways, this is a good one for automotive drama. Make sure you get your timing belts right. I got a bunch of videos on how all these shops tear up cars. But anyways, like always, likes are nice, subscribes are better, question, comments, feel free. If you watch this far, exercise that thumb muscle. And you can watch more videos. Other than that, I gotta pull this apart. I gotta put that motor on the stand over there. And then put everything back together and blah, blah, blah. Fun, fun, fun. And if you noticed, I actually have 2 trays. One for everything that came off the motor, the original, and one that everything came off the donor. So you don't get your nuts and bolts confused. You know, you definitely don't want to get your nuts confused with your bolts, because she might not be happy. But when you're going to put this thing together, I know that's everything I took off the original. I got a bunch of different bolt trays, and this is everything that I took off the donor, so you don't get confused on trying to put everything together. And check that out. That sucker even has a VIN number on it. Ain't that special? That's the VIN number for the car. Well, that came UPS, so I think it's legal. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Hit the button and have a nice night.